everybody, it's Kenny K here again with another video talking about The Pit from 1981. Now, before I go into spoilers, this movie gets a 5.7 on IMDb. It gets a 4.5 from me. It's basically about this boy named Jamie, played by a guy named Sammy Snyder's. Never heard of him. And any of the actors, never heard of him. And his parents are on a week, they're gone for a week and left with a babysitter called Sandy, and he falls in love with her. But he's actually a little bit of a little perv, because he draws her naked and shit like that. But he found a pit, and you will see in the thumbnail, the poster looks sinister. He's sitting there on the side of the pit with somebody trying to crawl out with his teddy bear. And in the pit there are creatures called what he refers as boggans. He calls them boggans. Don't know why, but he calls them boggans. They look like Ewoks on steroids and LSD. He feeds them food from the meat suppliers, the meat stores. But at some point he gets an idea to go even further. And that's where I'm gonna stop and then talk about spoilers. The reason why this movie gets a 4.5 is sorry, is because the movie takes 1 hour and 36 minutes. It takes an hour to really kick in. And in that hour, it's basically goosebumps. You're watching goosebumps. There's nothing scary about it. There's no tension. There's no atmosphere. There's no blood. Not a speck of blood. It's goosebumps. And the last 36 minutes, and I'll explain that in the spoilers, it's sort of worth the wait, but then again, you have to go an hour. I fell asleep at some points in the movie, so it's really bad, really boring. So like I said, he gets bullied a lot. First you have this sort of, you're sad that they're bullying him. There's even a guy, when he asks, "Hey boys, can I join your club?" he punches him in the fucking nose, bleeds like crazy. So yeah, you see blood. And the girl's laughing besides the bully. And then there's this girl that fucks him over all the time. She says, "You want to ride my bike?" "Yeah, why not?" He goes on the bike and it falls apart and he falls, and she tricks him every time to laugh at. There's this old woman that constantly is nagging about him and almost always just chasing him away. He doesn't go outside because of the fact that he just doesn't have any friends. He thinks he's nobody wants him, uh, and that made him a little bit of a sociopath and an unhealthy relationship to women, because the teacher finds out what kind of smut he's basically. He finds pornographic magazines in his desk. He's mind you, he's 12 years old, and he's drawing tits of his teacher and then putting her face on it by taking a picture of her. So pretty messed up stuff. Now, when the parents go on a week's, maybe a vacation or something, but it's without him, they ask Sandy, because Sandy looked for him as when he was a baby too. Now, he gets a crush on Sandy. This is laid on pretty thick, and she understands, and she says, listen, I'm twice your age, we just can't, we'll still be friends, and if I'm gone, we'll write with each other, and I'll write you letters and things like that. And he says, do you have a boyfriend? No, just a friend, she says. But then she goes to the football game with him, and the quarterback, he gives him a lift home, and he runs. Jamie, the quarterback's the guy, says, "Do you wanna? I can teach you to how to play football." He runs out of the car and watches behind the porch, and you see them making out. So, okay, that's also something where he gets angry for. So she lied, and his confidant is Teddy, a teddy bear. Now here things are getting weird. So anytime he asks Teddy something, Teddy replies without saying, without talking in his mouth, but in his mind or whatever, in the same voice as Jamie, but in a sinister way. You know what you gotta do. You know who you can use. So, of course, he means take out the competition, use the boggans because they eat meat. Okay, but Teddy is a fucking demonic teddy bear. He at some point when Jamie goes to sleep, his eyes turn red. Then when Sandy is cleaning up his bed, his head goes like this and this. I mean, he's alive. He's alive. He's a demonic teddy bear. And whoa. So what we got boggans, we got a demonic teddy bear, and we got multiple things. So what he does is kill all the competition, all the bullies, all the fuck ups. The guy who punched him, he first takes care of him. He says, I found a treasure, follow me and I can show you that. And he and his girlfriend follows them. And look at that. He pushes him in the pit. You hear, don't see them. You don't see shit. You just hear that. And then the sister faints. The sister, I think it's his sister or girlfriend. I'm not sure. He pushes her in the pit. Again, Then at some point, the old woman in the wheelchair, he grabs her and he runs through the pickets in the woods and just throws her in the pit. Again. Oh yeah, the girl that fucks him over, he says, I bet you can't can't be fast with that bicycle through the woods. And she says, oh yeah, let's see. She follows him with her bicycle, and she's like, you see, I can. And then she says, whoa, what's it? A pit? But there's something in there. Push. Again. Now, one person still needs to die, the boyfriend. That's the funny. They're, they're practicing football, and he says to Jamie, let's go somewhere open, not in these woods. But here's it's more open here. Okay, take go along, go along. He goes long and he takes the ball. That whoa, so basically all his competition has been killed. Now he starts to do weird things with the sister. He's observing her. She's got great tits. She sees that. She says, what the hell? Stop it. Go away. Then he puts a photograph of her naked, drawn naked with her head on the wall. And she says, did you do this? Did you do this? And listen, if you did this, I'm not. She's really, she really has. I mean, she really holds her anger in. I mean, other people would be completely creeped out or angry or whatever. And then there's one scene where he gives Jamie a slap in the face because he says something. It's like that she's a slut, and she's immediately sorry that she did that. Jamie's looking like that, like psycho eyes, and I thought he's gonna grab a knife and fucking stab her 50 times, but no. He says, eventually calms down, but he says, nobody believes me but Teddy about our secret. I told you our secret because of the pit and the bargains. Eventually they go to the pit because to calm him down, and she sees these animals, and she sees these are prehistoric animals. And Jamie said, no way, they're not 100,000 years old. No, these are offspring. We got to call archaeologists or something because these need to be studied. No, I don't want them to take them away from me. But they need to. Well, she falls in the pit, but she can't hold on a vine. But then, now we're in the movie. We see them nibbling on her feet, tearing her foot off, and she's being torn to pieces. Finally, we see some fucking gore. Okay? He gets the fuck out of Dodge. His father and mom is back, and the police is questioning him. He says, I don't know where he is. I don't know where anybody is. They think it's a boyfriend, but he doesn't know jack shit. He plays the idiot. He doesn't know jack shit. He goes back to the pit. He says, listen, I can't feed you anymore. You have to look for food yourselves. There's about 4 of these bargains in there. He throws ropes in there. They get the hell out of there, and then the carnage starts. So the first carnage is basically a little girl on a bike. She gets torn to pieces. A farmer sees this, and he says like this, is there a zoo in the neighborhood? Or are there tanks? maybe, and he means orangutans, which are a monkey species, but it's much bigger than those bogans. Um, so they find multiple bodies on the way, completely massacred, face ripped off, and they, I mean, there's a point on a beach where everybody on a quarry where everybody's swimming, and the Bogans attack them, and then you see this. It's apparently it's the moment of the in the film. It's called the Bogans Massacre. Basically, you see line by line massacred bodies, fucked up beyond all recognition, and you see them tearing out flesh, poking out eyes. I mean, it does from a soft PG, not even a PG rating, from a fucking goosebump movie, he goes to an R-rated creature feature horror movie with a lot of gore. And then the sheriff, he he's he puts together a posse with guns. They go through the woods, and for some weird reason, the Bogans go back to the pit. They see where they're going, and they crawl back in the pit. Why? They're okay. They can't escape the pit, so they're all, or the sheriff and his men are all around the pit with guns, and they say fire. So they're all dead. Why in the fuck wouldn't they disperse? Like one there. It would be much harder to kill, right? No, they crawl back in the pit. They. I think these creatures weren't as smart. No. There's something with pits. I think they look at pits as their home, which is later in the movie. It comes again later in the movie. Now, for some reason, we cut to Jamie being somewhere else with his grandparents, and he says, "Look at that girl. She's a really nice girl. You can be friends with her." Really? Yes. Okay. And he says that to Teddy, "Wait for me for a minute. I'll be back." Again, Teddy, the demonic fucking bear, right? She's really friendly towards Jamie, this girl. She says, "Hey, you want to follow me? I got something to show you." Yeah, why not? Oh, they're running. And there's a pit. Rah, what's in it? Bogans. He says, "Those are bogans. They eat meat." Yeah, I know. Push, and we see him. Oh, and a still screen of him, and he falls in the pit. Becomes a meal for the Bogans. And the movie ends. And we're still not really. The main thing that I don't understand is why Teddy. What's up with that? You got a demonic teddy bear. Why put that in the movie? I don't understand. I mean, him saying things to him that's in his mind, maybe, you know, that's something that can be possible. But him doing this with his head and glowing eyes, that doesn't explain jack shit. And nothing is explained because he dies and the movie ends. And acting isn't really good. I mean, Sandy, I would have lost my temper a long time ago. I would have said, you know, keep the money, stay here, you little pervert, and just get the fuck out of Dodge. I mean, he's putting naked pictures all over the house of her. Then he's looking at her. She's got great. I mean, she has great tits. That's something. But she sees him watching at him. I mean, she takes it. She takes it. She doesn't punish him. She doesn't freak out. Even when he calls her a slut and slaps him, she's, oh, sorry, sorry. I mean, and Jamie trying to be this innocent, sweet boy, innocent boy, but at the same time a sociopathic pervert, and has a demonic teddy bear that leads to fucking nowhere. And then Boggins, that for some reason, when chased by a posse, instead of going different ways so the posse can find him, or maybe one, no, they go all back in the pit, and of course they're all just in a small confined area, ready to be shot up to pieces. No, the poster looked more sinister, and yeah, you get after an hour, you do get, and Jamie is a sociopath because on the poster you see him like an evil smile with Teddy on his, and Teddy is a demonic bear, so he's in play in some form or shape. He's one of the bad guys, and it looks, when you see, okay, on the poster, this is gonna be maybe a good movie, right? But it isn't. It's boring. It's Goosebumps. Goosebumps are better than this. Goosebumps are creepier than this. That's why I give it a 4.5. It's watch on your own risk. If you wanna, if you wanna look at the movie and have some patience, you're gonna see a slaughter fest, but is it worth it? I don't know. In any case, The Pit 1981. That's that. Subscribe for some horror fun. See you.